Holy Ghost comes on you, something holy happens. Somebody say a holy happening when the Holy Ghost comes on you. See, in 2 Kings 4, there was a woman who was a widow. Her husband was a man of God, one of the prophets. And they didn't have insurance policies in this day and pay off any debts to their debtors after their death if they had adult sons or daughters. The one they owed the debt to would come and by law take their sons or daughters and enslave them until they paid their deceased father's debt off. So Mama was worried. He was in the middle of a famine. The prophet of God asked her, what ails you? And then he asked her, what you got in your house? She said, I ain't got nothing in my house save for except a little bit of oil. All I got's a little bit of oil left. He said, go to your neighbors and borrow not a few. Get as many empty vessels as you can get. And he said, take of the oil you got and begin to pour it out. It never said anything about the measure of her little oil getting larger. It just said from her little, she kept pouring out. She's filling up the empty vessels. Come on, somebody. And when she got to the last vessel in verses 6 of 2 Kings 4, she said to her son, bring me another vessel. And he said, Mama, there's not yet another vessel. And the oil stayed, or the oil stopped. Pastor Dennis, long as God can find a vessel, a body, a temple that'll empty itself of the things of this world in this life, he can keep pouring in Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is attracted to somebody that'll allow him to empty them of worldliness and the lust of the flesh and the things of this life, so he can pour himself into that empty vessel. But as soon as he finds a vessel that no longer longs for him, that no longer, amen, is in cooperation, amen, with him, to become empty before him, and they begin to indulge themselves in things that grieve him, the oil will stop. The oil won't flow no more. Come on, somebody. But here's the thing I want us to see as I'm getting ready to close. Give me at least a few more minutes because I'm Pentecostal to the bone.
Bless God, right?
The problem in this story was not the oil.
Right.
There's always enough oil.
Yes, yes. Come on.
There's always enough of Holy Ghost.
Yes, yes.
The problem was there weren't enough empty vessels.
Come on, Brother Marvin. Yes, that's the truth. Yes.
Satan knows he's no match for the oil of the Holy Ghost.
Amen.
He can't stop the oil.
Right.
He can't stop the anointing.
Right.
But he says, here's how I can interrupt it and hinder it for sure. Let me corrupt the vessels.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Let me detour and deceive the vessels that the oil has to be housed in. And let me get the vessels so dirty, so corrupted with sin and worldliness and the things of this life, so the oil will stop flowing. And then just let them operate out of a remembrance of a residue that used to be, just some little fleeting fragrance of where God used to be. You know how many people's having church out of remembrance? They do in this service what they did the last. Because they have no revelation. All they have is a remembrance, a back in the day experience. Come on, somebody. Friend, you can't have the oil continually drip and drop and move and come if you allow your vessel, your temple, amen, to be corrupted. Anybody hear the Holy Ghost? I'm telling you now, there's a slaying in the spirit that the Holy Ghost wants to do in these altars. He wants to do some cleaning. He wants to do some renovating. Come on, somebody. He even wants to do some excavating. Come on, somebody. He wants to dig deep. Before he builds up, he digs down first. Come on, somebody. Look at your neighbor and say, dig deep, Holy Ghost. Dig deep. Yeah, that's what he wants to do. Dig deep. Go down in them places where I've shoved things aside and I don't want to deal with them. Where I've placed unforgiveness at. Where I've placed and harbored hatred at. Come on, somebody. Where I've shoved that bondage back into that place.
Bless him, God. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Somebody say, Holy Ghost, hit bottom.
Holy Ghost is bottom. Yes.
Go deep. Go deep.